Always got to check and see. There always seems to be a little lag here. I'm making a little list here of things I want to see. I know we're all different, but a lot of us have some commonalities. As I've mentioned before, I've got 3 other siblings with the same disease, MS, and the heck just happened to the camera? That's what you get for putting your camera down with duct tape, so a cat won't play with it. It drives me crazy. The cat and the camera, well, both of them. The cat is the type of cat that will look you square in the eye, look at an object on the surface, and go like this with its paw and knock it off. And look at you and say, what are you going to do about it? And what am I going to do about this camera? So I'm sitting here making videos. I'm not really sure why, but I was going to talk about a couple things that drive me nuts. I think it might fall into a category of, let's see how long it takes that to go. It might fall into a category of, oh, but you look so normal. Well, I don't know if I look so normal tonight. I don't think so. Took the dog for a long walk and stuff like that. And there went the cat, if you happen to see it. It just hopped across my lap. Alright, for instance, in a restaurant. Now, I'm fortunate enough to be able to use my 2 legs. Do they work as well as I want them to? No, they work about 20% as good as I want them to. So that means they're down, as far as I'm concerned, by about 80%. So I can walk in, sit down, and stuff like that. But then here come the other factors. Now, what irritates me even more is my counterparts in the family, at least 2 of them, seem to be doing fine. But it was established with me that a lot of my issue is vestibular, or somewhere in the ear, the interpretation of the inner ear, which I guess involves your eyes and your balance and your head leveling and stuff like that. And I use little sheets like tucking my chin under there and stuff like that. But anyway, for instance, you're in a restaurant and there's people everywhere. Now, I had this before I had my diagnosis. I had this when I was stronger. I had this when I was more fit. And but it's like, I can't explain. Yeah, like that. It's like the Twilight Zone. Let's see if I move. No, it moved. No, this is driving me crazy. Well, anyway, back to this. This is almost as bad as the movie that's on the TV, which is, what is that movie? Cloverfield. You want to see camera movement. But anyway, I'm trying to say, alright, you're trying to like claim your own personal space, but there's people everywhere, and it's probably about as disjointed as me fussing with this camera. And then the table in front of me is rocking a little bit, and my eyes are picking up on it, or are they? And I might get the sense that I'm rocking, just temporarily, I don't know, like a positional thing. But it's driving me nuts. Then someone says something to me. I'm like, pardon me, I can't hear you over the din. I hear noise before I hear the human voice. And this is driving me crazy because I'm not centered. But anyway, and then comes the meal, and you're cutting, and now your left hand is letting the plate slide, and you got to bear down harder. And so it's like everything takes a little bit of thought. And then you say, oh, wait a minute, where are my feet on the floor? I feel a little off balance. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. It's really hard to explain. Let's see if I can get myself to stop holding my head. Yeah, part of the problem is this, and I keep saying it. Ever since I attacked cervical 2, I think, which is, I'm exaggerating that, but my head doesn't stay level. It goes, yeah. I don't know if anyone notices, but it's just in the right spot. It's in the back of your neck. It feels like, and for a little while there it was bad, and it was going, and that didn't feel so good at all. But then alright, so you go shuffle the feet, and you say, well, alright, then you readjust in the chair, you go, okay, I'm good now. Now, I know people are confined to wheelchairs, and I've seen some people that look like they've accepted it fairly well. at least you know your limitations and you're not trying to appear like you don't have a problem. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it's my attitude. But anyway, then someone else says something across the table, and for the life of you, you can't hear them. So you don't bother. Then you look at your wife, who you're really there with, and ask her to put another piece of pizza on your plate, because you really don't want to try to stand up and not sway and get the pizza onto the plate with a left-handed tremor or something like that. It's just another annoying thing. Oh yeah, then there's a trip to the men's room through a sea of people. And I'm not kidding, that's the way it seems now. And I think I noticed bits and pieces of this years ago, but before my diagnosis, but excuse me, pardon me. So you start walking, someone walks in front of you, stop, command, shift, retransmit to new command, start again, and then it's something else. And then you're looking around the room, and then on the way back, boy, it's a long trip through a sea of people, though it might be, you're lucky if it's 30 yards. And we've got a dog, it's blind, it's friendly, it's free, we'll ship it. But anyway, I'm trying to see what else. Then I think there's a slight double amplitude difference in the two eyes. So, let's see what my time is there. I don't want to make a ramble as long as I did the last time. So you're looking at someone, and there's just like a slight glint, or something like that, but you know something's not right, so people kind of have this, I don't want to say drifty look, but kind of like they're, I don't know, it's a little bit like an LSD trip. Real low grade, but I mean, it's a little bit like a, I don't know, it's like they're not moving through space rate. Let me see what else. That just gives me an example of how I hate crowds. And then I can walk the doggy in the woods, and that's well and fine, but don't ask me to stop and stand and carry on a conversation with you. I need each step to propel the other. In other words, I can't really break my stride. It needs to be perpetual motion, alright. Or if I break my stride, stand, then I gotta send some mental energy down to my legs, which is quite a bit, saying lock and load, or lock and brace. Or if I took that mental command out, I think my legs would just go down without that command. So I would say it's a certain amount of spontaneity or natural resting muscle tone that's gone. Then over the last few years, I notice every once in a while I might want to say a word, and it doesn't quite form right. I don't know if it's something to do with, for a little while I had facial droop, and I think I still have a little bit of it, but I know people that have terrible facial droop, and they end up talking out of one side of their mouth, and my sister talks a little bit out of one side of her mouth, but she's adjusted to it quite well. And I can see the way I'm forming words. It's interesting what cameras pick up that mirrors don't. It's not that often I talk to myself in the mirror on the wall, stuff like that. But anyway, so I think what I'm aiming at is the little things that add up, like getting up in the morning. First thought for me is, where's my scuffle shoes? I got a favorite pair of sneakers. I like my feet half in and half out. Why? I think because the way I step on them gives me extra stimulation to know where my feet are, and also I don't have to lift my legs as high. I don't know, there's got to be something that costs several $100s that effectively does the same thing. Then there's, I noticed, I think cold air is something to do with the MS or my treatments. I noticed my knees are bugging me. Well, my quads are kind of spastic. I don't know, more stretching, more medication. Who the heck knows? But that seems to be working out if I walk some every day. But, like, can I... Alright, if someone said to me, alright, let's go to the local department store. I'd be like, oh, no, because there's so many factors. Alright, get up, comb my hair again. It was combed at one point in this morning. Oh, and then there's the car ride there. I don't drive much anymore at all. I think it has to do with vestibular and also maybe a amplitude difference in my eyes. I could drive like this, but then I think I'm missing some peripheral vision. I don't know. But it's just nuts. Then once you get to the department store, it's like a vast wasteland to me. It's like if you can't feel like you're, what's the word for it? Kind of like anchored to the ground in a solid whole unit. I guess the way my brain now interprets my body is in a series of kind of like scans. So it says, okay, feet on floor, check, yes. Arms in the sides, check, yes. Rather quickly, but it goes round and round. It's not natural anymore. Moving forward, yes. Gaze left, yes. Gaze right, yes. And that's got to be reversed because of the thing. But anyway, I don't know what would break this cycle. It would be nice to feel natural again, whether it's intact in a whole body. Swimming helps. Probably a lot of people would say yoga helps. I've improved a little bit over the past month, controversially to Tysabri, but I wouldn't even sit here in this chair for fear of kind of the sensation I might tip out of it, and I'm not really sure where that was coming from either, unless it was a lack of awareness of my legs. But it's just it's just all the little things, and then you think of what you used to do, and then you wonder why you end up sitting home a lot watching reruns, and then you wonder why you don't walk the dog as much. Actually, the dog leash helps. It's grounding. It's something to hold on to. A lot of times I use a walking stick and I hold on to it. It provides vestibular-ish information off my wrist, I think. I use it like a pendulum. But anyway, as I'm running on 13 minutes complaining about little things, I guess I could moan all day. As an old friend of mine said, no sense crying about it. But it does all add up. And a lot of times people do say, oh, but you, like I said to a brother, I said, Jesus, we were at that restaurant that I speak of. I said, that little bit of that vertigo is coming back. I can't quite put my finger on it. He said, that's okay. Well, maybe he could have said, what's it like? And then I would have explained it to him. And at least it's kind of like, then that would have been better. But I don't think my siblings have the vestibular where am I in space issue. I've joked before, I said my wife is my vestibular assistant in auxiliary. For now, there's a lot. Anyone want a cat? We'll ship that too. But anyway, I'm not kidding. If I'm with somebody, especially her, if I see where she is, then I follow like all her cues, and I know where I am. So in other words, if I walked with a group of people or another individual, I'm better off. Whereas I'm walking by myself, I've got no other human being as like a frame of reference. I don't know if they call that, what they call that, but it's got to be something in either vestibular learning or whatever you call it. But like I said, it does help to have another human being there, and you use them as kind of like optically. You say, oh, I know where that person is, and who knows, maybe I'm just calmer when she's around. But that's that. But I guess I would title this When All the Little Things Add Up. we're still grateful for a lot of things, and wishing everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and that is about it. I can't think of anything else to sputter about, but when all the little things add up, like bug eyes, and, I don't know if they do it once in a while. Anyway, you people don't need to be bothered by that. If you listen to 15 minutes, 31 seconds of my nonsense, oy vey, and God bless.